Welcome back to my page, Dr. Okoya Ebasi. Today we are going to look at the topic, even if His Excellency Peter Obi wins and become President of Nigeria, we will still struggle with underdevelopment because of our belief system. What do I mean? Now, most Nigerians still believe in superstition. And superstition works against development. Now, take for example, if an average, in an average Nigerian family, if somebody falls sick, most of the times we attribute the sickness to either demonic attack or spiritual attack, instead of going to the hospital to really find out what is wrong with the person. Then they will begin to move from place to place. Either they go to the houses of a native doctor to look for solution, or they go to churches for prayers. Now, this kind of a belief system is superstitious. And superstition is a kind of a belief system that limits development and progress. Now, superstition hinders adoption of new technologies and innovations. Now, if it is scientific based beliefs, if we are scientifically literate, the tendency is that we'll begin to look at things critically, begin to think critically about situations and circumstances. So if somebody is sick, instead of believing that it's demonic attack or one deity or the other is the cause of the problem, we begin to analyze the situation. What is the cause of this sickness? Is it high blood pressure? Is it diabetics? Whatever it is, you analyze the situation, do tests, examine the patient, and come out with critical solutions to solve the problem, instead of just believing that it's one attack that is coming from somewhere. Now, this superstition belief is something that hinders progress and development. It hinders innovation and creativity. And that is why we are saying that even if Obi wins and become president, with all the analysis and statistics he gives, many of us will still, that will work with him or be by him to work with him, will still bring superstition into the system. And this one will hinder development. Now, take for example, a woman that has complication, a woman that is pregnant and is about to give birth and has bad complications. The tendency is that many families will run to prayer houses for prayers, for safe delivery. And this is a woman that is facing complications in birth. Nobody knows what is wrong with the child in the womb. And instead of going for cesarean operations that are very sure that the life of the baby and the life of the mother will be safe, many will run to prayer houses to pray, to pastors to pray for safe delivery. And in that process, a lot of damage has been done to both human and development. Now, we want to look at it that many of the developed nations think they are scientifically in their thinkings, scientifically in the fact that they base their results and their analysis on facts and figures. They don't base it on superstition. They don't just assume. Superstition is a kind of an assumption because the outcome is not predictable. But science is something that if you examine and take a decisions today, do an experiment and get a result today, you can still get that same result tomorrow. Even if you do it at 20 years to come, you will still get similar results until maybe further innovations are done. And most of these developed countries they base their analysis on scientific evidence, not superstition. Science has actually brought about development in many nations, from agriculture to healthcare to infrastructure to commerce, whatever you will say that has been a progress of development in the developed world is based on science. You want to build roads, is based on science. How will I build this road that will stand the test of time? If you want to go into agriculture, it will be based on proven scientific research. What kind of crops am I going to plant in this soil that will give us a good harvest? So most of the developed nations base their advancement and their research based on science, scientific evidence, not on superstition. So if we really want to develop, then we have to change our belief system and approach issues that are affecting this nation based on scientific results, scientific evidence and results. Take for example, we have issues of food shortages in this nation, and people are saying we should go and pray for the rains to fall. While in other parts of the world, places like Israel, they are planting food in the desert. They are planting foods in lands that ordinarily you couldn't have used it for agriculture. Or Israel is surrounded by the sea, so the water they have is sea water, which you cannot use for agriculture. So even the water that they use for agriculture is properly managed scientifically. Now, healthcare, when you talk about healthcare, is everything about healthcare is based on science. And now when Peter Obi is giving us statistics about how agriculture can even earn more money than oil with our vast land resources, every time he talks, he's saying that the agricultural sector, if properly developed, can earn more money than agriculture. And he's giving us what is happening in other nations like Netherlands and all that. And when Obi, who is thinking based on science and the results, is talking, then you will find national leaders saying that it's not about statistics. That it's not just about quoting statistics. So if it's not about quoting statistics, it's about superstition. It means that we should go and pray for the agricultural sector to just wake up and change. That is why we are saying that even if Obi becomes president with his scientific based thoughts, it will be very difficult for the nation to develop, because the people that will surround him will still be people that think based on superstition. And how can two work together unless they agree, according to the Bible? So we find ourselves in a situation where superstition is hindering us from real development, because everything that has advanced this world is based on science. For people to be able to fly in the air, it was based on scientific results and testing. For economies to move forward, it's based on analysis and statistics that people gather and information, analyze the information and come up with results. Now we have issues that are confronting us: inadequate food, insecurity, our roads are bad, or our healthcare system is comatose, education is poor, and all these things. We need scientific approach to be able to resolve these issues. It's not about superstition. It's about scientific evidence. If we want to fix our healthcare, we need to really sit down and critically think of how to go about it. How do we handle the healthcare? What is the budget that is required? What do we really want to do? These are critical things. You need to really sit down and think properly to be able to address these problems. If we want to handle our infrastructure, it's not this haphazard way we are handling the infrastructure that will be able to solve the problem. We really need to sit down and think, how many roads can we construct in a year? What is the cause of the problem of our road? How do you go about it in such a way that at the end of the day, we will be able to provide scientific solutions to the evidences that have been scientifically provided? That is the only way that we can develop. Science is the only thing that has driven development in all parts of the world. Every nation that you see that is developing is through science. And we are here talking about superstitions. Our belief system is one of the issues that is really hindering us from advancing as a nation, from developing as a nation. Now, we want a situation where everybody should begin to adopt scientific thinking, scientific reasoning, so that we'll be able to break away from the clutches of superstition and underdevelopment. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel and share these videos. Thank you.